So you know what's really exciting, guys? Why I'm really excited? I'm super excited because I spent like the last month kind of just doing a bunch of other things, and sometimes traders get like a trader's block, and we're kind of out of it. But I'm super excited because I got over that and I feel ridiculously confident in my trades. Actually, yesterday, like I said, I kicked off the week and we hammered out two solid trades. Pound Jappy I actually was supposed to open that up on the market maker, but I accidentally opened it up on the trendsetter. But that was a market maker trade. It literally made like 20 some odd pips or something like that in what was it, a minute to 5 minutes. Closed that out. Our AUD USD was a beautiful execution as well. So we made about 45 pips yesterday, which is kind of what I want to target. I want to target about 40, 50 pips a day, which is solid, which is amazing, right? So I'm really excited to get my kind of get my groove back in and pick out those solid trades and take it from there. So hope you guys all got those trades. There's going to be a lot more coming up. Again, just to let make sure a couple people I think had their trendsetter turned off. Make sure you check and make sure that everything is on. The trendsetter and the market maker are me doing the work. And like I said, a trendsetter is the only one that could go into drawdowns here and there, but don't worry about it. If it goes, we'll hedge it. We're not going to ever let that EuroCAD situation ever happen again. I was speaking to a couple of the major leaders today, and it's a good lesson for all of us. It's not a good lesson. It's kind of like it's a lesson to learn. Now people know not to manually alter their trades. Don't touch anything. Don't add to it. But at the same time, it was a big eye opener for myself because no matter how experienced you are in the industry, there's times where you really need to sit back and say, stick to the pairs you trade the most. Don't involve yourself in trades that are just parabolically going the opposite way, and hedge them out. So it was kind of like a decent lesson. And I look at everything in life as in if you take one step back, take 20 steps forward. So for a lot of you guys that are asking about the EuroCAD, honestly, there's nothing to do about the EuroCAD other than the fact that we gotta wait for the elections. All right. Once if Le Pen wins, that's going to drop by 3, 4, 5, 6,000 pips. All right. Now, for some of you guys that are still in that EuroCAD trade, my suggestion is this. All right. If it's bugging you, if that trade is constantly bringing negativity to you, close it out. Get rid of it if you want, because it's something that's going to bug you all the time. In fact, we had a lot of people joining and opening that trade up right away, and I don't want them involved in that, and which is why we took it out of the back office to show on the auto trader, because a lot of people were signing up and opening that trade up right away, and I don't want them to be in that EuroCAD trade. It's an anomaly. It was a month that I really want to forget and put behind us, and it taught everyone a lesson to not manually alter the trades, but at the same time let Reza do his thing. But it also taught Reza to listen. If you ever do get into an exotic pair and it's going the opposite way, just hedge it. Even if your analysis is good, for the time being, hedge it. And I think it's really going to help to make our system a lot more powerful and a lot stronger. But my suggestion, if it's really bugging you, just close it out and let's make back that loss on the EuroCAD, because it happens in life. Sometimes you take losses in the markets. The ability is let's make it all back, and then once for those people that need to make it back, and then let's build on from there. And again, that affects like 10% of the people. The rest of the people are all, they're making good money with us, and we've made great money. I still believe we've got the best system in the world. I solemnly believe there isn't anyone that can do what I can do when it comes in the trading industry when I'm on my game. But there was the EuroCAD was definitely a trade that was a mistake on my behalf. and I should have hedged it a long time ago, and then in conjunction with what Harsh did with Pound USD, it kind of affected people. But the beautiful thing is we can bounce back from it. I've bounced back from much bigger losses and made millions of dollars afterwards. I think our goal should be right now to continue to do exactly what I did, what I'm doing now for you guys, pumping out 2-3 trades a day for you, making sure all the trades are on point, managing everything, positively for you. Look positive, because guys, very simply, we can get, 6 months from now, 5 months from now, 4 months from now, you could be looking back and saying, oh my God, ha ha ha, remember that day with the EuroCAD, we were so upset? And now look at where our accounts are at. Because the whole point is look forward, be positive, and let's make money. Let's, I think we all learned a valuable lesson from the EuroCAD, and sometimes, sometimes God puts tests in your way just for you just to see if you can accomplish and get over it and triumph over adversity. And at the end of the day, we're still the only company out there that has had this happen to us one time. It was a bad month, I'm not going to lie, but if you look back at history, anyone else in our niche has literally had a month like that every month. Every 4 or 5 trades they end up having a terrible trade, which with us, we had over 100 amazing trades. And I guess the fact that I was so profitable and I really wanted to maintain that 100% win ratio, it was just, as a human, as a brother to you guys, I kind of just broke my own rules, and I shouldn't have, But I'm very confident that I can make 10 times more back for you guys, and I'm very confident that I can turn this into a money-making machine. Just need to look forward. Hopefully Le Pen wins, this EuroCAD drops, everyone makes a ton of money, and we're out of it. You know what I mean? But if anything, if it's bugging you, just close it out and let's build. Let's go forward. Let's do 10 trades a week. Let's go back to making our that solid percentage every month, because within a month or two we could easily make back that whole EuroCAD loss for the ones that took that loss, and then going forward it'll just be free money every day, every day, every day, every day. And that's my suggestion. All right. So let's just upwards and onwards, right? Let's get out there and let's make money. I got my groove back. The company, we made certain changes to the signals as well, the setup, that it's going to be a lot more profitable for you. Let's just get out there and make the money, all right? So let's take a look here at let's take a look at the Euro USD, guys. I'm still looking for this Euro to close this gap off, all right? I really, there's a lot of variables here, guys, that we can look at that are kind of give us an inclination of what might happen. Notice how we've got this massive gap still, all right? Look at this massive gap we have. And price is pushing higher. Now, this is kind of making me feel like the market makers and the institutional traders and the big banks kind of know what's going to be coming up. And I'm telling you, I think everyone in the institution is forecasting a massive drop. And that's why they're driving the prices up, so the retail guys can get in there and buy, and then take all their money out on this drop. And combined with the fact that we have not closed this gap, guys, Euro USD gaps generally close very, very fast. A day, maximum 2 days, and it doesn't look like it's doing anything. It doesn't look like it wants to. Gaps normally close very fast. All right, look at USD CAD, how fast that gap closed. All right, any of the pairs we look at, actually this was a very nice short right off this 75.81. I think I put this out for you guys yesterday, I'm not sure, but it was an excellent short play. It actually bounced off that line perfectly for us. But if you notice, all the gaps are closing really quickly. However, the specific gap with the Euro and that EuroCAD, they're not closing. And it makes me feel like we are preparing for a massive drop. And that's what I'm really looking for. if news comes out and Le Pen wins this, boy, I'm telling you, this year you're going to see a drop that's going to go way below this, way below, instantaneously. And I think market participants may be feeling that, and that's why they haven't closed that gap. It could be a trap, guys. This could be a trap. I've seen this happen numerous times. Same with the Euro USD. This could be a complete trap set up to kind of take out everyone's stops. So for now, what I'd like to do, guys, is although we're pushing up on the euro, let's look for intraday positions. Like I said, only 20 pips, 30 pips maximum. 15 pips. Let's not take any euro trades and plan to hold on to them. So let's go and expand this out. We're going to focus on this cluster here. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a trend line right there. All right, I'm going to trend line this out just so I can get a general idea of where price is bouncing. Now remember, guys, when you draw your trend lines, always make sure that you're touching the body, all right? With trend lines, and I'm going to write that down, all right? Trend lines should always be only ever touching the body, all right? And let me show you how that is. Just because if you draw the trend line the wrong way, you're going to end up making a mistake and losing a ton of money. And drawing it one pixel up or down could mean the difference of it being bearish or bullish. All right. Now, what I do, like I said, is I draw it based off the initial wick. So the first price point I grab is the wick. All right. So let's write that down. Always start with wick of first candle. Okay. So you're going to always start with the wick of the first candle. Now, what does that mean? Let's go ahead and delete this trend line here. Now, to identify a trend line, okay, the best way is, so to identify, always look for higher highs or lower lows. So you're always going to be, if you want to know where a trend line is, all right, always look for higher highs or lower lows. That's going to be your first thing to keep your eyes out for, all right? So the moment I come here and I see a high, higher high, higher high, higher high, I'm like, you know, there seems to be a general pattern. There's a pattern, right? So the moment I find a pattern, I now know something is happening and there's a price pattern forming. And of course, where a pattern is present, the opportunity and possibility to catch that pattern again and again exists. Because that's what you want to do. You want to continuously catch a pattern. Once the pattern breaks, you take it the other way around. All right? So when we see a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, basically what this is telling us is, look, I'm continuously going higher. And until I break one of these lows, I'm going to continue to go higher. And I'm going to show you how you can kind of get your mindset out of being worried about certain drawdowns as well. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use our rule. We're going to use the wick, okay? Because we don't want to draw like this. I don't want to go from the body and start at the body. Because look what happens. If I start at the body, although it kind of gives me the same pattern and the same line, you can see the candles are out. So I like to start my initial move off the wick. All right. So I'm going to grab the wick on my first candle, always. And I'll tell you why, okay? The reason I'm going to use the wick on the first candle is because the first candle basically represents the start. It doesn't represent an important area of support or resistance. It represents a reversal. All right? The wick represents the first reversal. All right? And let me write that down for you. The wick represents first reversal. So because it represents the first reversal, it's not really important for me to get it on the body of it because it's not really representing the flow of support and resistance and higher highs. It's basically just representing me where it reversed. All right? So I always start by grabbing the first candle's wick. Okay? Then I make sure when I draw it out, I touch as many bodies of candles as possible. Now, not all bodies are going to touch, and I'm going to tell you what we do with that. But we're going to make sure at least 4 candles touch. We want to make sure that at least 4 candles bodies touch. Otherwise, that trend line is really not a trend line, and it's not that powerful. All right? So we want to make sure at least 4 candles touch, and then we span that out. All right. Now, one thing that's important to draw your lines, draw your lines easier. Once you draw your line for the first time, your trend line, double click it, right click it, go to properties, go to parameters, and unselect ray. Okay. Unselect ray. If ray is unselected, you can more freely move this around. Otherwise, it's going to draw a very stiff line for you. And you're not going to be able to manipulate that line. But nonetheless, we go ahead and we draw this trend line out. All right? Now, if we're drawing this trend line out, it's pretty obvious on a 1-hour time frame, this is bullish. All right? No ifs, ands, or buts. It is bullish. How do we know that? Because we got low, a high, higher high, higher high, higher high. Sorry, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. And in fact, based on this system, this trend, this should make a higher high, which would kind of coincidentally be at the daily R1 at 109.65. So if we're buying, all right, if we bought here at 109.37 and it dropped to 109.19. It doesn't really mean you got to close it out, even though you're in a drawdown. And I'll tell you why. Because as long as you've drawn this trend line out and price is trading above this trend line, it's bullish. Even if it slowly creeps up, even if it drops down, all right, it's eventually going to go up this line. As long as it doesn't break through this line, look, it's just going to bounce off this line and go higher and higher. So you get your money out. So that's one thing. Making sure having trend lines is really going to help you understand, hey, am I in trouble with this trade? Or can I hold on to it and let the trade kind of pan itself out for me? That's vital. And you can do this on a weekly. All right? You can go on a weekly. All right? And just multiple. Like, let's look at the Euro CAD. Right? And I'm just going to take, for example, let's trend line this. All right? This is a trend line on a weekly. Massive trend line. Right? Then we got this 149.21 area. So I look at it and I say, well, I mean, again, EuroCAD was an anomaly. It wasn't the most well thought out setup because, again, I thought everybody was trading very small lot sizes. Again, we don't want to get back into that. But if you look at the EuroCAD as well, you look and say, well, it's below these major points. And every time it's come to these points, look what's happened. In fact, we had a major bull run here, right, of 1,800, 1,900 pips. And the moment it came over here, it dropped 1,000 pips, right? So you analyze it that way. The last time it went there, it dropped 1,100 pips. So guess what? Guess what? And take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. What do we see here? Low, lower low, lower low. Now, we had a higher low here. But if this high doesn't break this high, guess what will start happening? You'll start getting this, and then another push back up, and then a push back down, making a lower low, and then a push back up. And as long as it plays this game, it's going to go right back down to here. All right? And then it can climb back up again to 142 and then climb back down lower. So this is why when I say learn to analyze the markets and you'll know when to enter your positions and kind of cool yourself off, it's important. All right? Now, going back to the Euro USD, let's go back on our 1 hour time frame. And again, you know, as long as we're above this trend line, I would say we're good to buy. Right? Now, how would I play this? Well, I'm looking at the daily pivot point at 109.08. All right? Then I'm going to obviously draw out a horizontal line of support and resistance right there at 109.23. How do I play this? Simple. Very simple, guys. You know, I'm going to say, look, I know it's bullish right now. I think it's going to reach for this 109.65 level. So I'm going to play two angles. I'm either going to wait for a dip back down to 109.20. All right, and I'm going to buy and hold and target up here. All right? Simple strategy, right? Because it's just simple technicals. You know, wait for the pullback and buy. Or I can say, look, if it doesn't pull back, why don't we break this 109.48 and buy? Right? The moment we break 109.48, we can put a pending buy position right up here. Right? And the second it breaks it, buy it and put a take profit at 109.65. Hey, it's a quick 20 pip profit. Understood? So as long as you follow this, I mean, and again, simple technicals, right? Now, you got to make sure of one thing, guys, all right? As you learn to trade, you're going to become a little bit comfortable and complacent, all right? You're going to become a little bit comfortable and complacent. What you don't want to do is break your own rules. And I've done that before, and it costs you, all right? One of the most important things is sticking to your strategy, all right? Because if you don't, you can make all these amazing winning trades and then make one trade that are ruining for you. And, you know, it's happened to me before. In fact, I did that on the EuroCAD. So, you know, and then you go back and you think about it, you're like, well, I'm never going to do that again. But don't let that happen to you. If you have a strategy that I'm teaching you, the strategies I'm going to show you are literally the best strategies and the most solid strategies. And if you use them properly, you will be able to make 90% winning trades time over time over time over time. Just don't break them, all right? Always stick to the strategy. And if you win two trades a day, don't go for a third one. Sit out, all right? That's proper risk management. Now, again, we're going to play this, all right, exactly the way we have it set up here. Now, what I want all of you to do is put a pending trade as well. I want everyone to open up put a pending short at 108.37. Why? Well, because I do believe if this drops down as well, it's going to trigger that short. And if it triggers that short, it's coming straight down 120 pips, guaranteed. So, on the back end, just for alternative setup, have this there. Have this short. All right? Short at 108.37 set up for yourself. But for now, we're going to look to buy on a pullback to 109.20 or buy on a break of 109.48. And again, target about 20 pips, 30 pips, and get out of Dodge. All right? USD CAD looks like, you know, again, this is continuing to give rise. All right? It is continuing to give rise, just like I said it would. We had a minor pullback today, but I don't think that's really going to stop it. You know, Donald Trump is causing an issue for our dairy and lumber in Canada, and I think it's going to continue to hamper the U.S. CAD, this pair. What I would like to do again is simple. Let's go ahead and draw out this trend line, all right? Major trend line. I like this trend line a lot, okay? And let's see if I see anything else. Now, that's a pretty steep setup. Let's go on a 30-minute. All right. fact, let's go on a 15 right now. Okay, let me just take a look at this. So as you can see, guys, we had a trend line here as well that broke. This is a 15-minute, all right? We had this trend line that recently broke. Now, because this trend line broke, prices are going to come down a bit and test probably 135.45. Okay? So how are we going to play this? We're going to put a buy position right at the 135.45 zone, right here. Okay? So we're going to look for a drop of about 25 pips, 20 pips, and we're going to take it and we're going to target upwards. All right? We're going to target the bottom of this trend line. All right? That's the setup right there, and I think that's going to make you a good amount of pips. All right? So again, we're going to take the buy right off of this 135.45 area because we're still bullish. All right? We're still 100% bullish. And we're going to target the bottom of this trend line. Now, when you're drawing your trend lines, guys, there's multiple trend lines and channels. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways you could do this. But right now, I want you to get used to the basic way that I'm doing it. I'm putting horizontal levels of support and resistance, and I'm putting these trend lines. All right? For now, I want you to keep it simple until we get into, trend lines on top of trend lines and some really cool stuff like this. Those of you that I taught this to will know how powerful this baby is. All right? That's called Andrew's pitchfork. All right? It is a ridiculously powerful strategy, guys. All right? Now, this is my point. I know strategies that, everyone else that teaches Forex out there, guys, teaches the basics. They don't know all this stuff. This is advanced trading, advanced technical, advanced indicators. All right? And this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to get you guys into. All right? My previous class that started with me in Mentor Tips, all of those guys basically now own their own signals companies, trading companies, education companies. That's how well I taught them. And these are strategies that you're really gonna, once you learn and master support and resistance and price action, you start to incorporate this stuff. And then when I put trades out for you, you'll understand it a lot more. You won't panic on a drawdown if we get one. You know what I mean? You'll understand more of what's going on, and you can take your own trade. So Andrew's pitchfork is an amazing strategy that I'll be bringing to you guys. That's the median line. Wonderful strategy. Absolutely love it. All right. But again, let's go back to our USD CAD and let's buy this 135.45. Bam. Let's make our money, guys. Come on. That's two signals right now. Let's take a look at AUD USD. All right. You can see this guy bounced off this initial ad. A couple days ago, I said sell it at 75.51. It was a perfect setup from here. I don't know if you guys took it or not, but these signals I put out, guys, keep an eye on them. They are very powerful. All right. We went 8 months on live Periscope with like 100% win ratio on these signals. Don't undermine them. What's the first thing we see right now on a 4-hour time frame? Let's go ahead and boom. Look at that. Look at how clinical that is. Look at that trend line. How well it is holding that 4-hour candle. Beautiful technical analysis. Like, that is gorgeous technicals. That shows you how powerful these lines are. All right. So with the AUD USD, what's the primary trend? Well, let's take a look at it, guys. It's bearish. We got, very simple. Let me show you. We've got our high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So guess what's going to happen? It's probably going to pull back up, and we're going to look to sell it. All right? And we're going to look to sell it. And unless it breaks this entire channel, all right? Let's go on a daily and draw this out. Unless it breaks this area, actually, let me make this a little bit tighter on a 4-hour. whoops, unless it breaks this, it's bearish. All right? No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, if it breaks this, then we can say, look, there might be a deeper pullback. Until then, we're looking to sell. All right? Now, you can also see it's forming a triangle, and there is a base here. There are buyers. All right? There are people buying at these levels. So there is some kind of some level here where the markets are buying and they're protecting that floor. That 75 floor is being protected pretty well. All right? But that doesn't mean it can't be broken. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep an eye on 74.96. Because if that level breaks, we sell into it. All right? But how we're going to make this play, let's go on a 1 hour time frame. Okay? And we're going to plot out a couple areas. One being here. And one being this cluster. All right? So couple different plays, guys. All right? We can wait for a pullback. I would say to 75.30. I would sell right around 75.30 to 75.40. All right? And I would target down. So we're going to look to sell around 75.30 to 75.40. Wait for that pullback. Sell into it. All right? Now, I'm going to draw this trend line as well. All right? You can see there's one there as well. All right? If you want to be a little bit tighter, you can see right around this area, 75.30 is a good sell point. All right? Now, if you want to be aggressive, you could sell right now. You could sell right now or sell at 75.17. That's an aggressive sell. That means aggressive means there's a possibility it can turn up against you for 20, 30 pips. So you got to be able to hold that drawdown and not panic. All right? So you could aggressively sell it now or wait for that pullback to 75.30 to 40 and execute that sell. Go for your 30 pips and get out of Dodge. All right? So keep your eyes on these 3 trades. I'm going to put these 3 trades out because I got to jump on the charts right now myself and make some things happen. But guys, again, some of the key things I want you to take into perspective and understand. If you're still holding, any of those EuroCAD positions, which again, I'm not 100% proud of, it wasn't the best moment for us. It was an anomaly, which will never really happen again. But if it's bugging you guys, don't sit there and hold on to it, honestly. On my account, it is a very small drawdown because of the lot size. If it's bugging you, my suggestion, don't continuously feed it. There's no point. My suggestion would be to just cut it off and let's focus on brand new trades and rebuild it back up. Because like I said, especially with the market maker strategy now kicking in. We didn't have that before. With the way we're going to be doing the trades now, kind of in and out quick, you can expect it's going to be very well protected, especially with the fact that we're just going to hedge if a trade goes against us, we're going to hedge it. My suggestion is to clear your mind in case you have any negative trades and let me take over from here and rebuild that for you. Don't hold anything because I want to go really heavy and I want to go really aggressive and I want to make a lot of money into the summer, right? And I can't do that for you if you got all these trades open and it's hurting your margin. For those of you guys that don't have any trades open and took my 2 trades last night, made the money on that, do me a favor, don't open any manual trades on your Auto Trader MT4. This way I can do everything for you. And like I said, Trendsetter is gonna do super well as well as Market Maker, but Trendsetter, yes, it can go into 20, 30, 35 pip drawdown. So don't open any trades because this way I know where the positions are and what position we're in, and I know how to move the accounts and build them based on a portfolio management. All right. So for now, guys, these are the trades I'm putting out for you. Let's get out there and make some money. Cheers to some success tonight. I'm going to be on the charts myself, hoping to grab some solid trades for you guys. And I will catch you guys back on the next session, guys. Much love and blessings. Until next time, take care.